US public broke silence. US vehemently booed over Sussexes photo op, their New York trip just PR stunts. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been criticized by a US commentator for their New York photo op yesterday. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped out on Thursday for their first joint outing since taking parental leave following the birth of their daughter Lily. Harry and Meghan were joined by New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor of New York State Kathy Hochul for their visit to the One World Trade Center. But Twitter user Royalty, who describes themselves in their bio as an American PR expert, said they were baffled the Sussexes opted to have photo op for their outing which had no real meaning. They tweeted, "I'm just baffled by them using the potential impact of their first in-person appearance in months to basically do a photo op with one of the least popular politicians in the New York area. No charity or work connection, no real meaning beyond a quick pause at the 9/11 memorial. I hope there is something else that they reveal later in the visit that makes it make sense. Otherwise, it's just an appearance for the sake of it." Another Twitter user, @Tor_H, replied, "I just don't get what was it for, what was the meeting about? I'm so confused." But royal expert and author Marlene Koenig defended the Sussexes, saying, "I expect it had to do with Global Citizen being held in Central Park this week." Harry and Meghan are in New York to take part in a worldwide event on Saturday urging leaders to adopt a vaccine equity policy to help end the COVID pandemic. A royal commentator has claimed that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's public visit to New York City is the first example of the pair attempting to establish a rival royal family in their new lives. In their first public engagement together since the birth of their daughter Lilibet, the Sussexes attended an event publicizing fair vaccine distribution in the Big Apple in the US yesterday, September 23. Hosted by the city's mayor Bill de Blasio, the couple were given a private sightseeing tour, which included a visit to the 9/11 memorial site and the UN building. This new form of engagement comes after Harry and Meghan stepped down from royal duties in March last year, and relocated to the US. Now, speaking on the Mail's Palace Confidential podcast, diarist Richard Eden has claimed that this visit marks the beginning of Harry and Meghan's new dynamic as a form of quasi-royal family. "I think it's a very awkward situation," he suggested. Host Joe Elvin continued, pointing out, "They've been very clear in using their titles for this visit as well, haven't they?" Richard agreed, "Yes, this is the first visible example of them doing what I've always said they would do in trying to establish a rival royal family. They are the royals across the water, and they're embarking on this royal-style engagement to demonstrate that." Royal journalist Victoria Murphy also noted that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, having held on to their titles, are still establishing their new position as civilians. She claimed, "You look at this and you see that they will feel that they've achieved a lot of what they wanted to achieve. They've left the royal family, but they are making this huge appearance, they've been invited by the mayor of New York, they are headliners at this big global event. It kind of really does cement their relevance, despite the fact that they've stepped back as working royals." But, Victoria pointed out that the royal institution in Buckingham Palace will be keen to stress that Harry and Meghan are no longer directly affiliated when they conduct trips of this kind. "They don't represent anything else now, they don't represent the monarchy, they don't represent Britain, they're just there as individuals," she continued. "And I think moving forward now, we are going to see a little bit more of how they hope their new identities will be shaped. Are they going to almost repackage the royal model? Are they going to make all of these appearances, some small, some big, and be very visible and have this kind of engagement program visible and